you very much for that. Let's welcome to the show House Foreign Affairs Committee member, Congressman Greg Steube. Congressman, good to see you. Thank you for being here. You know, the first foreign trip of President Trump was to Saudi Arabia. He developed a close relationship with him. He had problems with him. He had no illusions that it was a democracy, but he knew he had to work with him. We have to work with him on cooperation on oil. He got the historic Abraham Accords with their involvement, help in dealing with Iran, who, of course, is an enemy of both Saudi Arabia and the United States. Now it looks like President Biden's giving it all up. What do you make of it?
Yeah, it's because the Saudis aren't going to do exactly what Biden wants for political objectives. And it's a pretty sad day on the world stage when you have a Saudi foreign minister who's basically chiding Biden and Biden's administration for depleting our own strategic petroleum reserve for political purposes. You got the Saudis saying what Republicans have been saying all along, that that's for emergency purposes, that's for things like war, and that's for things like a hurricane that we just had here in Southwest Florida. It's not for your political objective to try to lower the cost of fuel nationwide because of your policies to shut down the domestic production of oil and gas.
You know, when we were energy independent during the Trump administration, we were driving world prices. Any oil analyst will tell you that. It was the U.S. that was actually driving world prices. Now we are subservient to the whims of OPEC plus Russia. How do we get back in the driver's seat?
Yeah, and Biden's begging them to pump more oil because he knows it's a political issue. We get in the driver's seat by doing away with all these executive orders that Biden has done, going back to Trump's policy of American first and energy independence, which is what we should be focused on. If we take the midterms, we're going to do what we can from a congressional perspective to bring back domestic production of oil and gas. And that is what's driving underlying inflationary costs, because everything that goes to the grocery store and goes to Walmart and goes to all these other stores have to be shipped on diesel trucks to get there, so that's having a compounding effect on inflationary costs. That is the direction we should be. We should be America independence on oil and gas, not just for prices here, but for the safety and security of the American people.
Well, Congressman, I'm intrigued. What can you do? What can a Congress do to override decisions made on the executive level by the president?
There's a whole host of things in our commitment to America as it relates to energy policy. I encourage your viewers to go and look at all the things that we're going to do. If the American people give us the gavels back, that we will change on energy and make us energy independent. There's a host of things that we can do from a legal perspective to rein in these erroneous executive orders that the Biden administration has done, and then pass bills to promote production of oil and gas, like lowering regulations on the oil and gas industry, opening up reserves to allow for the drilling of federal lands. All of these things we can do if we get the gavels back.
Congressman, I want to make a quick switch to the politicalization of the DOJ, the Department of Justice, and particularly the FBI. You have fought against the attempt of A.G. Garland to spy essentially on parents who have problems with their school boards, et cetera, designating them as domestic terrorists. Congressman Jordan says that he has found 3 instances where counterterrorism statutes were used to investigate parents who spoke out at public school events. What can you do about this?
Yeah, think no further than our own justice system that is deeming parents who have a problem with the genderization and transgender policies of these woke school boards and terming them domestic terrorists. That's where we have gone. When we get the gavels back, we can do investigations on this, bring these people before the committee, hold them accountable so the American people can see that this is actually going on, where our own Department of Justice is investigating parents as domestic terrorists because they care about their children and care about the direction of their education. We will put a stop to it. Give us the gavels back in 2 weeks, and God willing, we'll be able to do it.
By the way, would you subpoena the head of the FBI and even A.G. Garland to come in and talk to your committees?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Congressman, good to see you. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it.
Thanks
well,
for
an
having me.
evening edit exclusive.